30. Welcome everybody to another live hangout with me, and we're of course talking about detoxification. We're talking about the regeneration of the body, and we're really talking about cleaning our sewer systems. You know, we have roughly 100 trillion cells, and they all kind of swim around in this fluid, and which is mostly lymphatic fluids. Yet nobody really talks about this. You know, very few people really even know about the lymphatic system and how extensive it is. Even though, you know, in the past couple of years, they're discovering new sort of lymphatic systems. They just discovered 2 in the brain area and all that. But, you know, science and medicine really don't know a lot about this and don't really pay too much attention to it. But Dr. Morse has been doing this for 47 years and has been teaching a lot of us about it, and we're carrying on the word. So that's why I have these Monday night hangouts to spread the word, and we're having a great effect. Lots of people watch these, so this is wonderful. So it's really, you know, really teaching you guys how to clean out your lymphatic system, and this is really done with going on a high fruit diet. You know, we're fruitarians, we're a primate. It's really about, you know, getting on the proper food that we're supposed to eat, which is fruit. High fruit diets is really the key to this. Now, this week, I did, actually last week, I ran a poll, and I wanted to find out more about kidney filtration. And this is an area that needs a lot of research, and I have a Facebook page dedicated to this, and trying to get a lot of input from you people. And you know, people are writing in, telling me their stories, how they got kidney filtration. Now, briefly, kidney filtration is really about the kidneys filter the lymphatic system. You know, all your cells dump their waste and garbage and toxins and acids into the lymph system for it to be okay, and then the lymph will eventually flow to the kidneys where it is filtered, and then the wastes are kicked out through the urine. But a lot of us are not filtering because we've been eating the wrong food. We've been eating acid-forming foods, which have clogged up our kidneys and clogged up our lymphatic system. So getting kidney filtration is sometimes quite difficult for a lot of people. So I've been trying to you know, form a database and form more information on how people are getting their filtration, because I've had some people that, you know, just have real sticky kidneys and have not been having much luck. So I've got some exciting results from this test and from this poll, excuse me, and I want to share this with you. So 71% of the people that were polled said they did get kidney filtration. So I'm talking to a lot of people that actually achieved it. 58% of them got it within 3 months or less. Okay, so that's pretty quick. 20% of them got it within 1 to 3 months. Okay, 18% got it in less than a month, and then 10% it took a year or more, and then 15% from 3 months to 1 year. Okay, so you know, it's really some people, like for myself, I got it very, very quickly. I just got on high fruit and it started to happen. But okay, now the way that people got it was really surprising. 4% got it by using castor oil packs, and that's where you take castor oil and you make a pack out of flannel or a cheesecloth or whatever, and you put it on your kidneys and let it soak in. Okay, so only 4% got filtration that way. 12% got it by using herbs, kidney herbs. Like Dr. Morse's kidney and bladder formula. So 12% attributed their kidney filtration to the herbs. 18% attributed it to going on high fruit. So 18% got it from high fruit. Now this is what's really surprising. The #1 way that people achieve kidney filtration is from dry fasting for 2 to 3 days. And that means absolutely no food and no liquids for 2 to 3 days. They could have been using the kidney herbs and, you know, the tinctures at that time, though. The tinctures, of course, are the liquid herbs. So that would count as far as a dry fast, using the kidney herbs at the time that you're dry fasting. So 31% got that. So if you would combine dry fasting for a couple days using the herbs, and going on a high fruit diet when you're not dry fasting, and using those herbs as well as during your dry fast and not in the dry fast, you've got about a 60% chance of getting filtration, according to this poll. Okay, throw in the castor oil packs, and you've got almost a 65% chance of getting filtration. So I thought you guys like to know that. So I'm doing more research into the dry fasting. I know that there's a site on Facebook called the Master Fast System by a guy named Gino, who's quite interesting. So I'm looking into him. I'll report back to you on what I find. If you go onto YouTube and look at his videos, Master Fast System, you will see the most amazing filtration. I mean, I can't even believe it. I mean, it is thick and dark and full of layers of kind of creamy lymphatic waste. So, but this guy is really experienced at it, and he's doing some extensive dry fasts. I think he got a lot of this gunk out of him on day 8 of a dry fast. So these can be kind of dangerous, though. So I'm looking more into this. These may need to be very much supervised, but I think that getting kidney filtration for some people may require some dry fasting, even if it's for a few days. So I thought you guys like to know that. That's really exciting news for you people that are really, really having some problems getting any kind of filtration. Okay, one thing about lymph movement is, we have all this fluid. It's 3/4 of the bodily, interstitial fluid between cells, and it doesn't move like the blood. It doesn't have a pump. So we've actually got to physically move the body. And I read a research a study said that if you don't move, that lymph flow decreases by 94%. In other words, so if you have a sedentary job, try to get up 5 minutes every hour and walk around the office or do something. Lift your arms up. Swing your arms as you walk. Lift your heels up. Kind of exaggerate your movements for 5 minutes, and that will help with lymph flow. Because if you're like a normal, kind of Western person, you're going to get 8 hours of sleep, and then you're going to be in the car for a couple hours. You're going to be at the desk for maybe 8 hours. You go to a restaurant for lunch, you'll sit down at a table, so on and so forth. Be home watching television, sitting down. So we've got to remember to really, really get up and move. A lot of the lymph movement is, excuse me, is from physical movement of the body. So you know that. So I think that's important. We can do the herbs, we can do the dry fasting, all that kind of stuff, but unless we're physically moving the body, we're gonna block up. Okay, your sewer system is gonna clog up more and more and more as you get older. So physical movement, very important, and also breathing. When you take deep breaths and the diaphragm goes up and down, that's going to actually stimulate lymph movement too. So even if you're sitting, try to do some deep breathing. So yeah, I think this is all good information. The lymph system is really the center of this all. So your health depends on it. So learn more and more about it, and keep asking all your questions, and I'll try to help you guys. Let me see if there's anything that has come in. Okay, so Emma says good evening, Emma. Okay, we've got Gigi. Hi, Mark. I'm in real trouble with the trigeminal nerve, all 3 branches on the right side of my face, and some on the left side. I'm scared. Yeah, Gigi, I texted you back. I want to help you offline, okay? And I wrote to you, I need to get a picture of your eyes, and I need to have you fill out a health questionnaire so I know exactly what's going on, okay? So yeah, this is a very complex issue here. So let's get that information and help you, okay? So yeah, I sent you my email address and all that. So get me as much as you can about yourself, okay? I appreciate that. Okay, so Fernanda, I am new to the raw diet. 1 week today and feeling amazing. Wow, that's awesome. Good. Can I dress my salad with salt, olive oil, and lemon juice? Well, yeah, if you really want to detox, I would nix the salt and the olive oil and just go with the lemon juice. You know, actually, lemon juice on a salad is really satisfying. It kind of perks up the taste of the veggies. So yeah, just try the lemon juice and see how that is. You know, when we take in these oils, it kind of slows down the detoxification process, and the salt is really not necessary too. Okay. Okay. So Fernando wants to know about what about green tea? Green tea is a stimulant. You know, there's caffeine in it. It is an herb, but it's caffeine. Now, what caffeine does, it can overstimulate your adrenal glands. What happens is when we stimulate the adrenals, they kind of get lazy on us. So we want the adrenals to function normally without any assistance from stimulation. Okay, so I would cut it out or really reduce it. I know that sometimes it's really hard to come off of caffeine if you've been drinking it a long time. You can titrate. That means come off very slowly. But yeah, during detox, definitely I would get off the caffeine and see how your adrenals function without any kind of stimulation. Okay. Another thing too, if you're coming off of being a meat eater, you're going to be used to a lot of stimulation. There's a lot of stimulants in the meat because the animals are very intelligent. They know they're going to die. They know they're going to be slaughtered. They can see their friends hanging on hooks and smell the blood and all. I don't want to get into it, but the adrenaline starts pumping into the blood, which ends up in the meat, and you get that epinephrine, that adrenaline in you, and you become stimulated from it. That's why people say, well, I need my meat, it makes me feel stronger. Yes, of course it does, but you're getting those neurotransmitters. So it's fake stimulation once again. And trust me, when you go on a high fruit diet and this really kicks in, when you start to really detoxify, when you start pulling the toxic sludgy mucus out of you, out of your glands, out of your brain, out of your nervous system, all that, you're going to turn on, and you're not going to need these stimulants. Okay. Although a good cup of coffee really tastes good. So, but it'll become a pleasure, sort of you know a treat to you instead of your normal functioning diet. Okay, that's the difference. I mean, I can talk all day long about what the perfect diet is and all that, but we're human beings. We love our taste. We love our little fancy foods and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all for that. But when you're really seriously digging down and detoxing, I'll give you the purest form of detoxification. And if you're really sick, you're going to need to go to the highest levels. But the truth is, do we need to stay at the highest levels for the rest of our lives? No. Once you detox out, you can bring it back to a level you're comfortable with, okay, and what works for you. I had read that or saw on YouTube that Dr. Morse is 80% raw, 20% cooked, so that works for him. He's not detoxing; he's very healthy, all that kind of stuff. So I know with myself, having the fibromyalgia that's tied to the celiac disease, that gluten intolerance, that casein intolerance, and the dairy, that I operate the best. I can have a little bit of cooked food, but I cannot really have any wheat or any dairy, not even little bits of cheese. I mean, if I want to pay the price, I'll have them, but it doesn't work for me. And I can feel the inflammation in my joints and in my GI tract just on a small amount of that stuff. So I just try to avoid all of that. But my cooked will be things that don't cause an inflammatory response in my body. Okay? Um, okay, so let's see here. So Gigi's back. The trigeminal nerve is very numb with my head pressure and burning of the cheeks, some forehead paralysis. My right eye finally opened. Gigi. Yeah, you've got some neurological issues going on there. Yeah, when acidosis gets into the nerves, it can be really painful, and can cause a lot of trouble here. If I was to say, I haven't looked at all your stuff here, but if I was to say right off, I would get off any kind of acidic foods. Okay, I would of course get on the high fruit and the raw veggies. I would not be having any citrus right now, because citrus can kind of burn you if you're having these kind of neurological pains. And also no nightshades, no tomatoes, no peppers. No green peppers, red peppers, all that kind of stuff. And avoid potatoes too. Sweet potatoes, fine. But if you need to have a little cooked. But yeah, I'm going to have to address this. This is a complex situation here. But for now, yeah, I would not have any citrus or nightshades. Okay, and stay on alkalizing foods. Okay. Okay, so now we have Cody Smith. Hi, Mark. I was curious to see what I should do for a lymph node that's swollen below my ear. I've had it for years and it's concerning. Just curious as to what herbs to start with. Okay, so when you have blocked lymph nodes, you've got a blocked lymph system. Okay, the nodes are kind of hubs, and if that's blocked, the lymph cannot flow through those areas. So you've got to go on a detoxification program throughout the whole body. Okay, and a detox always starts out with, well, I like to start with a liver gallbladder cleanse or flush, and then a bottle or two of an anti-parasitic herb like Dr. Morse's Parasite M. Okay, and then you go into getting kidney filtration, very important. And I have videos on how to do this. You want to pee into a jar first thing in the morning and see if there's any kind of clouds in there, any kind of sediment in there. This is very, very vital. Okay, so if you don't have that, you want to focus on getting kidney filtration. Okay, so I have a video on how to do that, and then look into these 2 to 3 day dry fasts from a master fast system. Get those kidneys filtering. And then you want to get on lymphatic herbs to actually move the lymph and pull the lymph fluids through the body. And then you want to clean the GI tract simultaneously too. GI tract is the trunk of the tree. It runs down the center of the body. That needs to be cleansed as part of detoxification. And you want to build up the glands, especially the adrenal glands. They sit on top of the kidneys. They control the kidneys. And they're really the key to getting good kidney filtration of the lymphatic system, as well as many other functions. So 4-way detox: kidneys, moving lymph, GI tract, and the glands. Okay. I know that's a lot. I do have videos on this. If you go to my website, I think it's the second tab over. It just says either basics or detoxification. There's 4 or 5 simple videos there to get you started. Okay, so key to it: getting on high fruit and getting kidney filtration. Okay, and that's going to start softening the lymph. With those clogged lymph nodes, what you could do is do castor oil packs directly on the lymph nodes, and that might help soften some of that hard lymph in there. When the lymph becomes acidic, which most of us do have acidic lymph because we've taken in acidic chemistry in our food. The grains, the meat, the dairy are all acidic. Okay, so it starts to thicken up everything. So by going on high fruit, you're going to start alkalizing that lymph and start softening and making that lymph more fluid. Okay, so it'll move through the body more. But yeah, you can do some direct things on those lymph nodes. Dr. Morse has some lymph node formulas as well to combine in with your basic detox herbs. Okay. I know that's a lot. Get a hold of me offline if you want, or you can direct message me on Facebook and I can help you. Okay, Cody, good luck. Okay, so Sarah, can I get my eyesight back eating this high fruit diet and greens diet long term? Also, my hair was falling. Will it grow back to its natural state on this diet? Yeah, okay, so you're dealing with acidosis here again, in my view. Again, this is not medical advice. I don't look at diseases. I look at basically acidosis in the body, causing obstructions and actually destroying tissues. So if we look at the eyesight from an acidosis level, when you get lymphatic constipation, I call it, in the head and in the eyes, it can actually, it can change the eyesight in a couple of different ways. You can actually get floaters, cataracts, macular degeneration, all that kind of stuff. That's what I call interstitial lymphatic constipation. Okay, so you've got stagnant lymph that's actually causing obstructions in the eye, restricting the natural flow of those eye fluids. So also it can cause pressure in the eye. Backed up lymph can cause pressure, also called glaucoma. It can change the shape of the eye, things like that. So there's a lot of factors with the eye and the lymphatic system and acids in the eye that can change the eyesight. I know that my eyesight has improved a lot from getting on high raw and getting my lymphatic system a lot more healthy. My hearing's improved a lot too. Hair, definitely. you know, um, hair falls out because of acidosis in the scalp. Okay, so but people say, oh well, God, my grandfather had it, so I'm going to have the hair. Yeah, you can have genetic weaknesses that are passed on to you. Okay, so when the acids start building up in the head as you get older, see, as we get older, unless we're moving lymph, it just starts backing up more and more and more and more. And finally, eventually we're just one big acid and we can barely walk. Okay, our brain's all dried up because acids dry. Okay, they're very dehydrating. So a lot of things happen. Old age is, I look at it as just an acidic condition. If I was to believe in diseases, I would say there's only one disease, and that is no kidney filtration, stagnant lymph. Okay, that's how I look at things. It's that simple. So yes, your if you get the acids out of the scalp, the hair can regenerate and start growing back in. There's many testimonials on this. Dr. Morse talks about it all the time. Go to raw figs and just type in hair and watch what comes up. Okay, that'll give you some inspiration to get this going. So you can go on a detox. Upper circulation herbs really help. Definitely work on the GI tract because the head sits on top of that and help that drain. And also you can do things physically. Of course, like I said, physically moving, rebounding, massages, hot and cold showers. Get in the shower, right? Turn it on hot. Get that lymph all kind of loosened up, and then hit the cold and let those vessels constrict and start pushing that lymph. So you kind of have an accordion effect, hot and cold, hot and cold. It's kind of fun to do, and it's very invigorating. Um, this hot and cold thing is very stimulating, not only to the lymph system but to the nervous system too. I was watching. I don't know if you guys have Netflix streaming, but there's a Tony Robbins documentary out. It's Tony Robbins, I'm Not Your Guru. Really inspiring, and they show his routine before he goes and does these massive seminars. They're 5 days of just intense. This guy's just putting out so much energy. I'd like to really know his diet, but he has a cold pool. I think he said it was 57 degrees, so he gets in this pool and then dunks himself in and stays underwater and then jumps up and does it a couple times. So he's really moving lymph by doing that. It's really amazing. Okay, so yeah, good luck on your hair and your eyes. I've had some good luck. I will tell you though that yeah, my hair has improved a lot. But I did have a period where I was losing more. In the beginning, you might lose more because as you start to kick up, the acids, start moving lymph, the acids will be uncovered and you might actually lose a bit, but it'll come back. Okay. Keep us posted. I'm always interested to know about this because this is really something, a great benefit of detoxification is regrowing hair. And, let's face it. We all have our vanities, and if improving our looks is part of getting healthy, that's wonderful. And also, if you have if your hair's falling out, it's a sign you're acidic in the head, which never leads to good things. Poor eyesight like you have, and then also the hearing, and also like Dr. Moore says, honey, where'd I park the car? You get that slow drift into dementia, Alzheimer's, and just forgetting things, short-term memory going, all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to go there. You don't have to go there. I look at a lot of eyes, and most eyes over 40, they're starting to build up in the head. So thank God we know about this. And, I'm no spring chicken. And I'll tell you, I'm starting to see some of my friends kind of, slowing down. And I just want to shake them up. And but, not everybody's ready for this message. But those that are, please spread the word. Those that aren't, we cannot force ourselves on people at all. So if they come to you, help them as much as you can. Okay, so Carmen, good evening. I got diagnosed with vitiligo. Currently, I increased my intake of fruit and veggies. It seems to slow it down. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So any kind of skin issues, right? Is your skin is your third kidney. Okay. So if the kidneys aren't working correctly, in other words, if they're not filtering out those toxins and acids out of the lymphatic system like they should, the body will kick it out to the skin. All right. So now you can have all kinds of skin issues. All right. So uh, yeah. So you're increasing your intake of fruit and veggies. Um, so it has slowed it down. Yeah, if you really want to get in there and get this going, you've got to get kidney filtration. You've got to move lymph. You've got to detoxify the body, alkalize the lymphatic system, to clean the sewer system, to get the body to the point where it regenerates. Okay, and when it deals with acids coming in and cellular metabolic waste that we're kicking out all the time, it deals with it quickly and efficiently. The lymph system is a free-flowing system that just moves all this stuff right out the kidney door very quickly, so that the skin doesn't have to do all this. You know, when acids are kicked out of the skin, it causes wrinkles and blemishes and the vitiligo and just all kinds of stuff. You know, the psoriasis and the seborrheas and, you know, the dandruffs and all that. That's all acids. It's all acids. Okay. And by the way, toxins and acids go hand in hand, because acids dehydrate, they thicken the lymph, and now toxins get trapped in there, and so do funguses, so do bacteria, so do viruses, all kinds of things. There's so many benefits to having a fluid, loose, free-moving lymphatic sewer system. It's just unbelievable, and it's so simple. Emma is on day 23. Water, cherries, grapes, watermelon. Constipated kidneys are still not filtering. Okay, so you're on high fruit and you're constipated and you're still not filtering. Emma, okay, that can mean a lot of things, Emma. You are, let's think about this. Constipation, okay, can be from eating the wrong kinds of foods, which we know you're not. You're eating the right kinds of foods. Okay, so it tells me that you probably have weak adrenals, because see, the adrenals also control the autonomic nervous system. That's kind of the functions that you don't really think about, like bowel movements. Okay, I would like to know your blood pressures. You're probably low on that top number. Okay, you might be down in the 90s. The top number should be around 120. Okay, that's called the systolic. The bottom number should be around 60, in the 60s. Okay, so I would say that's it can be adrenal issues, and since the kidneys aren't filtering, that could be adrenal also. So you want to work on kidney filtration. Okay, and look at that poll. You know, I'm not recommending the dry fasts. I don't know much about them, but they seem to be working real well. Are you on kidney herbs? You know, the kidney herbs are helping a lot. Going on the high fruit, which you are, is helping a lot. So doing the castor oil pack. So we have found through our survey how to get a 60% chance of getting filtration fairly quickly. So yeah, I look at your adrenals, Emma. I'm really, yeah. Get a hold of me offline. Let me know what your blood pressures are, and see if we can't kick that up. Okay. Manic. Oh, live chat. Cool. Good to have you, Manic. Let us know if you have any questions. Okay, Fernanda, thank you so much. I'm missing the salt dough, but I'll get through it. Are dried fruits okay? Like dried dates and cranberries? Yeah, you know, I prefer, of course, everything fresh, you know, because we love the hydration of the fruits. We actually love the water that's inside the fruits because it's a structured water. It's the way that it was designed. And some people say that it's like 3 or 4 times more absorbable into the cells, down to the cellular level, that water, because of the way the atoms are structured in that water. So try to eat the fresh, you know, fresh fruits that contain a lot of good water. Um, Dried fruits are, if they're not using sulfite, sometimes they use sulfur to preserve them, which really gums up your lymphatic system. And we have a lot of people that have got candida and a gunked up system from sulfur and sulfite. So be very careful with that. I would keep them to a minimum. You know, the great thing about dates and dried cranberries, they're very portable. So if you're not in a position where you can have it like on an airplane ride or whatever, or if you're traveling in the car long distance or whatever, or hiking in the backcountry, fantastic. But try to stay with the fresh as much as possible. They'll probably slow down a detox a little bit, but yeah, stay as much fresh as you can, and get that good alkalizing water in there. Okay. Uh, for Mr. Giggles, I have a history of toxic shock and chronic fatigue 30 years ago. Okay. Tell me more about your toxic shock. Chronic fatigue is usually adrenals. Let us know your blood pressures if you know them. Yeah, chronic fatigue is usually adrenal weakness, neurotransmitter production out of the adrenals. You know, so many things out of the adrenals. But yeah, most chronic fatigue is definitely tied to that. Okay. Um, we could take a look at your eyes, get a picture of the eyes, see if you have any kind of pituitary weakness as well. Okay. Facilitate 300. My tongue was very white while dry fasting and went back to all fruit, and my tongue went back to pink. By the way, I've been on all fruit since June 1st. Congratulations. Um, all right, so when your tongue goes very, very white, you're moving a lot of lymph, you're moving a lot of stuff through the body, okay? Um, so, uh, So that's good. I mean, you're detoxing at that point, okay? Going back to the fruit, your tongue went back to pink. Now, that can mean two things. It could mean that you slowed the detox back down, or that you were through detoxing and you kicked up what you had to kick up, and now you're back to good. So, yeah, let us know if you got kidney filtration while on your dry fast. You might have moved a whole ton of toxins out. I'd like to know more about this if you get back to us, okay? um, Facilitate 300. I'd love to hear from you quickly here. It'd be great. Fernando, what about bentonite? Bentonite is a clay. Does that help in the filtration of the kidneys? Not necessarily. The bentonite's can actually get into the GI tract and pull toxins out of the GI tract, actually out of the bowel walls. So, you know, Dr. Morse's GI broom has the bentonite in it. I prefer the GI broom instead of just taking regular bentonite, because bentonite can be very drying, and depending on the state of health of your GI tract, it could actually clog you up. I like his combination of herbs like Cascara sagrada to help move stuff through, and his combination of the clays and of the charcoals. Okay, so he's got. It seems to be a great balance. I mean, I highly recommend the GI broom, you guys. Everybody a bag or two, because it really, really will. It'll get rid of mucoid plaque, this sort of gunk, that sludge that's formed on the bowel walls that causes malabsorption. You can't get all the nutrients from the food, things like that. So, yeah, instead of the isolated clays, Dr. Morse's GI broom, highly recommended. Okay, but not necessarily tied to the kidney filtration. Even though, as you detoxify the whole body, your chances of getting filtration will go up. Okay, for Mr. Giggles, now I have fibromyalgia and end stage adrenal fatigue. What is end stage adrenal fatigue? I don't know. Fibromyalgia, that's something that I had. That's why I got into this. I can tell you from my own experience is that when you achieve kidney filtration, the trapped acids come out of the body, they come out of the joints. Joints, they come out of the glands, everything. All that acidosis leaves the body and you feel great. You know, but I know myself, I have to be very, very careful with my diet, or the pain comes back very quickly. Especially, like I said, with the wheat and the dairy. I really should not have any of that. 0, 0, 0. So, yeah, detoxify the body, get the kidneys filtering, really kick that out. It might take you some time, but it's great. Stage 4 adrenal fatigue sounds like real serious adrenal fatigue. It sounds like you have very weak adrenals. See, like I said, if you have weak adrenals, you cannot get the kidneys filtering. So you want to work on those adrenals and work on if you get kidney filtration, get the adrenals up and start moving lymph slowly, 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 day by day. You're going to feel better and better and better. Okay. And with any kind of pain in the body, watch the citrus again. I know it's very alkalizing and all that, but yeah, test it out. If you're having the citrus and you have pain, knock it out. I'm okay with it with my I'm pretty much done with the fibromyalgia, but I'm okay with drinking the orange juice or having the citrus, whereas I cannot have the wheat. Okay. So yeah, everybody's different. So just test it out. In fact, I'm going to have, this is actually my dinner. You know, I'm having orange juice for dinner, fresh squeezed OJ. Absolutely wonderful. You know, like I say, when you can look at fruit and you can say, hey, that's what I'm having for dinner. It's not just a snack. It's not just a treat, whatever. That's when you've arrived, that you know that this is super nutritious. It's what we're supposed to be putting in the body, and you start not to fear it. So anyways, it's great, you know, especially in these hot months. I mean, you can have a couple nice glasses of OJ for dinner, right? Wonderful. Okay, please name alkaline foods. Gigi, it's really simple. Fresh fruits and fresh veggies. Okay, that's pretty much it. All right, those are your alkaline foods. The rest are acid forming. On the whole, there are some exceptions, of course, but on the whole, if we want to keep it simple, uh, raw fruits, raw veg. Okay, very, very simple. For Mr. Giggles, taking Dr. Morse's kidney, bladder, and adrenal tonics. Okay, so all right, so good. Do you happen to know your blood pressures, Mr. Giggles? Because I want to know of this adrenal fatigue issue. Um, you know, if your adrenals are really low, you might want to look into what are called adrenal glandulars. They're actually, for you vegans out there, you may not like this, but they're actually the ground up adrenal glands of cows or pigs, and they seem to stimulate our adrenal glands. Okay, and they have these glandulars for the kidneys and for the pancreas and all that. So, but those can really kick it up. You do a bottle or two of those, they can really kick up the adrenals. If you're below 100, you can go to the 400s. If you're above 105 on the upper number, you can do the 200s. But look into that, okay? Adrenal glandulars if you're really, really low. Okay, Cody says thank you. You're welcome, Cody. Thank you for participating. Will the adrenals produce again? Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the whole thing. I mean, we're about detoxification, but we're also about regeneration. And we believe that every cell in the body can regenerate itself. Okay, so yes, 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 yes. You can reignite those adrenals. Okay, if you've been on prednisone or these steroids for a long time, it's going to be a lot harder. A lot harder. You know, Dr. Morse talks about, someone asked him, what is the hardest condition to turn around in detoxification? And he said that it was type 1 diabetes, because most of the people have been on insulin and their bodies have basically, you know, their pancreas is basically shut down, and it just doesn't produce anymore. So getting that turned around after the body's become dependent on these outside sources is really a problem. So yeah. So that's the thing, you know, yeah, we may say, okay, we'll use some glandulars, that's an outside source, but we're only doing it for a bottle or two. We come in and come out. And in fact, with the herbs, we get in and we get out. We're not on herbs for the rest of our lives. We come in, we do the work, we get the lymph moving, we get the kidneys open up, we get the GI tract clean, and we get the glands back up, and we're out. This is not for life, the herbs. We use them when it's needed, okay, for that extra punch. You know, herbs are nothing but vegetables with an attitude, so we use those to really kick things up, but we're not on these forever. Unlike the pharmaceutical industry that wants you on this stuff for life, they tell you there's no cure. Well, if there's no diseases, there's no cure, so they're right to a point. But they want you on that stuff for life. No, we don't work that way. We let the body take over. In fact, we're just trying to help the body. We're trying to give it a little bit of a boost to help it, okay? But we do want to be on the right food for the rest of our lives, which is raw fruits and veggies for the most part, okay? With our little fun foods thrown in, just to keep life interesting, all right? But when we want to get serious, we go to the fruits. When we want to get real serious, we go to the mono fruits. We go to all grapes or all citrus, and we really, really, really do the deep cleaning. That's when we really need to get serious, okay? And it's starting to turn out. If we want to get super serious, we go into this dry fasting. All right, I'm doing more research on that, but it's exciting the amount of filtration that people are getting on this. But I got to do more research on it, okay? Okay. Okay, so Cody, Kelly says, Cody, massage by Heather on YouTube. Great lymphatic draining massage videos for the head and neck. Yeah, you know, I have those on my website. If you just look under lymphatic massage or neurolymphatic massage on my website, I have all of Heather's videos up there. So thanks, Kelly. Yeah, she's real good and really simply explains how to do this. And a lot of them you can do yourself. She's got them for the legs and for the abdomen and for the head and all kinds of fun stuff. So Kelly says, Sarah, fully raw Christina talks about how her hair fell out when she started doing high fruit and then it grew back thick and strong. Yeah, true. And Christina's eyes changed color too. She had brown eyes with some dark, brown toxic bowels. And she's only having like one bowel movement a week or something. And her eyes are going towards blue now. Yeah, her name is Fully Raw Christina. She's a beautiful young woman with a very powerful website, and she writes books and all that. So wonderful. Tony bought your packagers plus Dr. Morse's. Wondering if we can also blend these together in a smoothie. How many cups can we take per day? Follow Dr. Morse's instructions on his herbs, and then if you bought the Giovanna, follow the instructions on that. You'd have to get more specific with me on what what's going on. You can send me an email, mark@markjamesgordon.com if you want, and we'll see where you're at. Okay. The thing with the herbs in a smoothie is, just because an herb is put in a capsule doesn't mean that's the only way to take it. You can take the same amount of herbs that are in those capsules and put them in a teaspoon and then throw them in your smoothie, and you're still getting the herbs into the body the same way. So this is a great way to take some of the bulk herbs where you don't have to encapsulate. Encapsulate just helps you get it down, but if you're throwing it in a smoothie, same thing. And when you take the herbs in through the digestive tract, they're going to target the digestive tract even more than the tinctures. So that's why some are in capsules, some are in tincture form. Okay, so yeah, it's just a different way to take them. So yeah, so good. Yeah, so let me know what exactly you've got, and I'll help you out. Okay. I have so much new. Oh, S says I have so much new hair growth on my head. It was sticking out everywhere for a while. I've been on high raw vegan for 14 months. Yeah, it's really true. It is amazing. People will think you're nuts that you can regrow hair, but it's so true, and it's really a great testament to this acid principle, in the head and in the scalp. Your dandruff will disappear. Any kind of itching, all that kind of stuff. It's just really wonderful. Okay, so Cody is thanking Kelly, and Kelly, I'm in a protocol for the grape cure cleanse. They said to do an enema within 2 hours after every meal of grapes. I can't remember who it was. What does Dr. Morse say about this? Dr. Morse is not a big enema fan, other than one or two if you think you have obstructions, but he's more about cleansing the GI tract with the high fruit and with the GI broom and the stomach and bowels formulas, and restoring the bowel function. That's what it's really about. Like we said, we don't want to become dependent on anything. Okay, we want to restore the natural functions of the body. So we don't want to let it become dependent on anything. Yeah, he's never talked about doing enemas after any kind of grape meal at all. So yeah, nothing on that. Okay. Okay. So Emma's not on any herbs. Okay. So yeah, you want to get that blood pressure up, Emma. I'm pretty suspicious of you having low blood pressure. Okay. So you can messenger me on Facebook or get a hold of me, and I can help you with that. Okay. Tony, I've been drinking a lot of juices, orange and grapes, for detox purposes, but I'm gaining weight. Yes, I was at 190 and increased to 200 pounds. Should I eat the grapes instead of juicing them? Well, this is very refreshing, Tony, because I have a lot of people that say they're losing weight on the fruit. So this is wonderful to hear. And calories are calories. So what I tell people is, if they're underweight, always have fruit around. Like I got a bowl of wonderful Concord grapes here. So just always have it within arm's reach. When you feel yourself get a little hungry, just have grapes. It adds up during the day. You're getting those calories in. So obviously you're doing great. The juices and the smoothies are going to be concentrated. Okay, you're going to be getting the fiber out of that, most likely, and so it's going to be sort of a concentrated calorie. Um, so yeah, I would say eat the whole foods more if you want to lose weight. What I found when I first got on the high fruit, I did gain weight. But then my body reversed, and then I lost a lot of weight to the point where people are starting to get a little bit nervous about me. And then I came back up to what I think is a perfect weight, which is a little bit on the lean side, but it feels like it's the right weight for me. And when I'm surfing in the colder water, if I get super chilled, I can feel my body just won't warm up. I'll know I'm too thin. And skiing also. So, but yeah, my body really likes it has a certain way that it feels really good at, but a little bit on the lean side. So yeah, hopefully you'll find that the body will probably, I don't know how long you've been doing this, but it'll probably find a good weight. But if you're taking in a lot of concentrated calories like the smoothies and juices, yeah, you may want to eat the whole fruit and see where your body ends up. Okay, keep us posted on that. Fruitarian Tea, hi Mark. How would one know if they need to do a gallbladder flush or some sort of liver cleanse? What is the easiest way of doing them? Kelly has got videos, and she just did a class for everybody on that. So Kelly can help you with that. But I think it's good to do one every year. Some say every 6 months. I don't know when's the last time you did one. I can feel sort of like some congestion up here, right below the heart area. When I feel like I'm just a bit clogged up. Sometimes from having too much avocado and things like that. So if you feel like a bunch of kind of just pressure in there, that can be a sign. But Kelly can help you with that. She's sort of liver gallbladder expert there. But if you haven't done one in a while, I'd look into that for sure. I've got Dr. Morse's liver gallbladder cleanse up on my website, and then Kelly likes Andreas Moritz, his techniques for that. Okay, so maybe Kelly will chime in and direct you to her information. Okay, Tony, should I worry about the sugars in the 100% grape or orange juice? I don't worry about them. I love them. If it's cooked juice, I mean, as long as you're doing fresh, I love them. The thing is, it depends how much, I like to sip my juices. I don't like to just power down 16 ounces, 20 ounces of juice, right away. That could spike your sugar levels. Any hard hit like that can do it. If you're just kind of taking a sip every once in a while, mm-hmm, you know, actually, I'd be drinking more if I wasn't talking so much. But, if you're doing it like that, you shouldn't have any problem. Those fruit sugars are going to be metabolized quickly as long as your adrenals are good. And you're going to be mixing that with oxygen. You're going to form ATP, which is what the cells run on. And your body's just going to run at a very high level. It's kind of like, putting the fuel into the carburetor, mixing with the air, and the car goes faster. So turns on the brain, turns on the nervous system, turns on the body, everything. So it's wonderful. Okay, so just don't hit in massive doses. That's just common sense. Okay. I'm doing the GI Broom right now along with my juice fast. Wow, is it strong? Yes, it is. It is really strong. And I just had somebody, names will not be named here, but she had called me and said, "Oh, I got the GI Broom. Thank you. I'm a high fruit, but I'm constipated." And I was fine before that. What's happening? And I go, "Just give it some time." And she called me back the other day and said, "Oh my God, oh my God, now I know what you're talking about." So, yeah, it's GI Brim is amazing. It is amazing, and yeah, once that GI tract starts cleaning out, you cannot believe what you're storing in there. And actually, I was listening to Gino, the Master Fast guy, and he was saying this guy does some long dry fasts. I don't have it in me to do those, but he goes on 20 days, I think, dry fasting, and he says, I haven't eaten anything in 20 days and stuff is still coming out of me. So God knows how much stuff we really have in us. So, okay. So, Fruitarian Tia, can you feel your saliva glands under your jaw? I now notice mine. They're smaller than a walnut. Not sure if they are typical size. I don't know, feel the glands if they're sore, whatever. Could be a sign that you got some clogged glands. Maybe just some castor oil packs, maybe to stimulate those. Maybe a sign that you need to get the lymph moving. Okay. Um, Cody says she can feel hers. All right. Tony, can I use honey instead of maple syrup when doing a lemon fast? I don't really do those master cleanse things myself. I know that Dr. Morse is not against them. I know that the pure maple syrup is good. My gut tells me that if you had a raw honey, that would be fine in there. But I would double check that. I'd go to some sites. There's a master cleanse site and things like that. But my gut instinct says that honey would be fine. Um, okay. Let's see. Dovebird? Dovebird? I'm sorry, I just came in. I was wondering what kind of pain you were having and where. You might be talking to me. I was talking about my fibromyalgia, and then this was years ago. But when I do eat wheat, and when I could get by with a little tiny bit of wheat, but if I have more than like a half a slice of bread type wheat, I get some pain in my sides, mostly in my GI tract. I can feel it in my knees. I do yoga every morning. I do 36 asanas, poses, and I know I'm not flexible like I should be. But when I'm running pure without any of that, without any gluten or casein in me, I stretch and I'm much more fluid. So my pain is mostly in my joints and in my GI tract. Okay, if you're referring to that. Fraternity Tia, have not been able to get parathyroid glandular. Tomorrow, I may be able to buy organic parathyroid raw. Any idea if I can just swallow it whole, or better to dehydrate powder and put it in capsules? Wow, I'd never even heard of that. I didn't know you could buy just the parathyroid gland raw. I don't know anything about that. That's interesting. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know the dosage or anything. I never even thought about that. That's really interesting. Let us know what you find out, okay? That's interesting to know. I was asking Mark. Yeah, okay. I hope I answered your question, uh, Dovebird. Just let me know if you need more information on that. I'd be happy to share that. Yeah, it was quite a journey. It was in my mid 40s, and I really thought I was going down. I thought, okay, this is what aging's all about. I'm going to be on the couch. I'll be a couch potato. I got knocked over by a small wave at Malibu as I was walking out to go paddle out and surf. Surfing was one of the things that made me feel better because the cold water helped my joints. But I was walking out with a friend. I had my board in my hand, and just a small, tiny wave hit me. It knocked me back, and I had to have my friend help me up. I couldn't get up. That's when I knew I had problems, and I was just losing it. I could barely walk down my stairs. So I felt like I'd played tackle football the night before every morning. So it was real bad. And thank God I didn't find Dr. Morse right away. I did find out about gluten and casein and clean up my diet immensely. And then I found out about raw foods. And then I finally found out about Dr. Morse. And now I just feel like I have, I've reached such a high level of clarity in my body and in my brain and in my nervous system that I could never have gotten to these levels without the high fruit and the technology to get kidney filtration. So it really is just a great gift. Oh, here's Betsy to say hi. I knew she'd come up to say hi. There she is. Okay. Say hi, Betsy. All right. So, okay. So good. Yeah, I'm glad. See, that's why I do this. I got such great relief from this that I have to share this. When you have good information, you have to share it. That's the way I look at it. So, okay. So Fernando, my tongue looks purplish blue. What does that mean? It was like this before the raw diet, anyways. A purplish blue tongue. Wow. 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 It just sounds to me like it's some kind of a circulation issue in there. Um, yeah, is that on the surface of the tongue or is that the whole tongue? I know if you actually look at the bottom of your tongue, you can see purplish blue. But let me know the area on the tongue that is. That's interesting. Okay. Um, yeah, usually we kind of gauge the health of the GI tract, from the top of the tongue. The lymph, like that white lymph, is actually lymph, on that top of that tongue. So if it's kind of a whitish lymph, that tells us it's more acute. It hasn't stagnated and rotted so much. When it starts getting like dark brown and all that and some people do get a black tongue. Uh, it says that your GI tract is really in bad shape. So if that's on the top of the tongue, it could be an indication that you've got really a toxic GI tract. I'm assuming, but I don't. I'd have to see a picture of that if you want to get me a picture. Gigi, I should eat only from the second group of foods. Can I have berries? Only subacids for me. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you have if the acidosis has really got into your nerves, your subacid fruits and below are going to be better than the citruses. You know, that acid food group is going to be your oranges, your tangerines, your pineapples, your kiwis, things like they're going to be a little hard at first. Okay, the berries are wonderful. They're nice and sweet and cooling. Yeah, that subacid category. Your peaches, your plums, things like that are going to be much more soothing. Your bananas, those are the sweet fruits. Your dates, your grapes are going to be nice for you. All that kind of stuff. Make sure your food is ripe. Your fruit is ripe, okay, or else it can be acidic. Okay, so get into the soothing, cooling foods. Okay, all right, Gigi. Um, okay, Farnada, have you been eating Smarties? That's very funny. Those would turn my tongue purple. Remember those straws too, the pixie sticks with the powder? Yeah, let's get the grape ones. Very funny. Austin, hello, Mark. Do you know what a person can do right after eating an acid-form meal to reduce the meal's harmful effects? Yeah, stick your fingers down your throat. As long as we're in a joking mood, right? Um, man, that's a good question. That's a good question. I wouldn't eat any fruit on top of that for sure. When you combine the different foods together, let's say you did eat a bunch of fruit. Dr. Morse actually tells a funny story. Is that this older guy was, his wife fed him oatmeal in the morning, and then he was going to go over to Home Depot and pick up a bunch of stuff, but I guess he saw a nice piece of watermelon out, a big piece of watermelon, so he ate that, and he didn't return home from the store. 3 hours later, the phone rings, and it's the police. And they say, "Is your husband named Joe?" And she says, "Yeah. What's up? Is he okay?" "Oh yeah, he's okay. He's just we have him here. He's been picked up for DUI." And she goes, "There's no possible way. He doesn't even drink." He says, "Well, we tested his blood alcohol. What happened was that fruit sat on top of that oatmeal and didn't get digested, and those fruit sugars fermented in his stomach, right, and GI tract, and caused it to form alcohol." All right, so there you go. So yeah, I would say if you're gonna have an meal, a cheat meal, let's say you go have a big bowl of pasta. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, outside of chucking it back up, I don't know what else you could do. Um, I'm sure there's people out there say, "Oh, drink a bunch of keg and water." I just don't know. I mean, you're gonna have to ride it out, I guess. But definitely don't try to take a bunch of fruit on top to flush it out. That's not gonna work. No answer to that. Just yeah, you know what? When I do have my cheats, and they get smaller and smaller because I just can't handle them anymore. The cleaner your body gets, the less you can cheat. I used to be able to get away with some pretty good cheats, but no more. Um, let's say I go to an Indian restaurant, I want to have some cooked Indian dish or something. I'm just going to have a little bit, okay? And to make sure that portion it off and then put the other part away from you or in a box or something so you don't go after it. But your small cheats, you can get away with to a degree. But yeah, you'll know this. You'll start to understand this as you do it. You'll start to understand, what your limit is, okay, and what you can get away with without having that food hangover, which can feel like an alcohol hangover, by the way. It can feel just as bad. You can be headachy, body achy, you can feel depressed, no energy, all that kind of stuff if you have a really bad cheat meal. Okay, so you're going to have to learn those lessons. Kind of like when I was in my 20s, I had to learn my alcohol lessons. They're just something nobody can teach you. Okay. Um, yeah, man, yeah, Austin, just don't have acid meals too often. Yeah, like I say, you'll learn about it. Okay. Kelly, question: in the protocol for the grape cure cleanse, they said to do an enema within 2 hours after eating a meal of grapes. I can't remember who it was. We already had that. Oh, sorry for duplicate. Yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, sorry. Um, what herbs for trimingle nerve? Well, okay. Like I say, Gigi, you know, you got acidosis. You got to, I mean, from what I know right now, is you got to get the lymph system moving. You've got acids trapped in the lymph. They're in the nerves, and they're starting to hurt you and burn you. So, kidney filtration, got to move the lymph. Okay, and I have tons of videos on how to do that. You know, like you're doing, going on a high fruit diet, got to get kidney filtration, got to move lymph. Got to clean the GI tract, got to bring up the adrenal glands, got to bring up the glands. Okay. Manic, nice to have a gathering of Morse lovers. Yes, indeed. Welcome to our community here. Please come back. Piero, when detoxing a virus out plus antibodies out, I assume you also detox chickenpox and other antibodies out, correct? I work in the health field wondering if it will be safe not to be susceptible to more viruses. You know, here's the way that I look at that is that I never underestimate the intelligence of the human body. I do underestimate the unintelligence of people and their food choices, okay? And it's not our fault. I mean, humans are infinitely intelligent. It's just that you know, our culture has programmed us, and our society has programmed us, and the corporations that feed off us in a monetary way have programmed us too. So it's really not our fault, other than we're asleep to it. When we start waking up, when our consciousness starts expanding, we start to see this for what it is, then we wake up, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that when you detoxify the body, when you get that lymph system fluid again, when you get it alkalized, when you get the acids out of it, the dryness out of it, when you get those lymph nodes unclogged, you know, when those become nice and fluid and free flowing, and you get the kidneys open and the lymph flows right out the kidney door, you know, the toxins are filtered and the toxins are flowed out through the urine. The body knows what the good stuff is and what the bad stuff is, and it will take it out. It will take out all the bad stuff, okay, and leave the good stuff, because it has all kinds of little guys in there that go and sniff around. They go, oh, yeah, you don't look quite right. Yep, you're out. Okay, the body has these kinds of things. Lymphocytes, T cells, all kinds of things, natural killer cells. The list goes on and on, okay? It's our immune system. If the lymph can get to it and the lymph can get it out of the body, it's dealt with. The good stuff stays, okay? So I guess what I'm trying to say is the body's infinitely intelligent. Anything that's not supposed to be there will be kicked out if it can get it out, okay? All right, I hope that helps. But you gotta be a good plumber if you got clogged pipes. You gotta understand how plumbing works, okay? And just like a plumber, you've got to be able to move sticky obstructions. Okay, now they've got snakes, they've got plungers, they've got chemicals, they've got all kinds of ways to get the pipes flowing again. And you know what? So do we. We got technology too. All right. Thanks to Dr. Morse and all his great research, and to Arnold Ehret, and to some of these great fruitarians like Hilton Hotima and Jay Kordich and these guys, you know. Wonderful. And Norman Walker. There's not that many, really, you know. I mean, there should be a lot more. But Kelly, the liver gallbladder cleanse class is going on now. The link is on Mark's last live stream comments. It's free and recorded. Wonderful. Approximately how much do you eat in a typical day? Give us an example. I guess you're talking to me. Man, it's really funny uh, because I eat less and less. It's really weird. Like I don't really have like right now it's summertime. I really don't have dinner per se. I have my grapes sitting over there, and mm, I have my orange juice, but I'm not really craving anything else. You know, it's just wonderful. So I have a couple of smoothies in the morning. You know, usually two, sometimes three. And then for lunch, I might have grapes. I might have a salad. And then the rest of the day, I kind of just pick at what I want. I might have a little bit of salad, a little bit of grapes, a little bit of fruit, some juice. If there's a nice watermelon around, whatever. In the wintertime, I might have some steamed veggies. I might have a baked sweet potato. Sometimes I'll make a little sweet potato soup, things like that. But I keep everything, no nightshades. I keep it all kind of anti-inflammatory. But I don't really eat a lot. It's weird, and yeah, I don't have this. I don't really consume a whole ton of food. I think what's happened is that my GI tract is so cleaned out that I'm absorbing a lot, and I'm eating such really good food for me that when you're eating the right food, you don't need these massive amounts. And I'm not really, yeah. If I'm really intensely working out, surfing for 4 hours and stuff like that, I get really hungry and I might eat a lot. But just normal day-to-day stuff, yeah, I don't eat a lot. Okay, so I hope that gives you kind of an example. So yeah, sometimes three smoothies in the morning. Okay. Um, Austin, do you believe in calories? Because Dr. Moore says they don't. Eating 20 bananas a day seems like it would just suck. Yeah, I don't know anybody. I mean, I eat one banana and I'm full. Two bananas, I'm just like, oh God, that's like eating like, yeah, it's just too much. But so, I guess that guy, the durian rider guy, he rides a bicycle every day, probably 50, 100 miles. So he might do fine on that. Everybody's different. I think he might just be in his 30s or something, just burning a whole ton of calories. So yeah, I don't count calories. I think, eat when you're hungry. You'll know when you feel depleted. Um, yeah, sometimes I do forget to eat. That's what's kind of weird because your brain impulses are turned off when you have the proper nutrition. So sometimes I go, oh man, I should probably eat something before I go to bed. you know. Okay. Fruitarian tea. My friend has breast cancer. 22-day grape fast. Awesome. Grapefruit-sized tumor wrapped around neck, pressing on vocal cords, has shrunk. Amazing, amazing. Wow. It's almost flat. She's talking and breathing better. Absolutely amazing. Oh, that is such great news. Such wonderful news. Wow. I'm sure that she has kidney filtration. If you don't have kidney filtration, man, it's just so hard to get rid of this stuff. I mean, this is my focus now is getting people to get kidneys filtering. you know. And I'm so glad I made that poll and found out how just important just a couple days of dry fasting is for us. Because this is really the key to it, guys. It really, truly is. Okay. How long does the 36 poses take, man? I'm pretty fast at it. I actually learned it from Paramahansa Yogananda, his teachings. I don't know if you guys have ever read Autobiography of a Yogi. Really a wonderful, wonderful read. It really it changed my life, and the fact that there's so many possibilities that are just go untapped in us. I can get through it in about 20 minutes, and it's designed to it moves limp like crazy. I do a lot of stretching and kind of twisting and things like that, some balance work, things like that. But it's just a wonderful way to start the day. Just open up the body, and it's not like this Ashtanga. It's not really intense. I don't break a sweat or anything. It's just something I do I have my earbuds on. I might be listening to something inspirational or some music or something, and I just do it very, very easily and flowing. I got into it because of the fibromyalgia. I needed something just to help me feel better, and it really did help me. It didn't get rid of anything, but it helped me get the body, moving a little bit. Okay, so yep, the first week on the GI room was not fun. But now 2 weeks in, my digestion has kicked in and started to work. I had never had normal digestion, so this is all new territory for me. Yay! God's so good, you guys. There's so many just great, testimonials coming in. I love it. And I want to say there's been so many great testimonials coming in on the Candida. People think I'm crazy recommending the fruit, high fruit on the Candida over and over again. Oh, you're crazy. The fruit, it just feeds on it. Candida loves the fruit sugar, blah, 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 blah. The testimonials I'm getting coming in, this is the only thing that's worked. I've tried for years, years and decades. It's the only thing that has worked. Getting on high fruit, getting on the anti-parasitic herbs, getting kidney filtration, moving that lymph. I mean, how can the body get to these parasites or these viruses or anything if it's not flowing? You know what I mean? It's like having a little branch of a river where there's a stagnant pond, but the river's flowing freely, but that stagnant pond, the flowing water can't get to it, so it becomes a toxic cesspool. That's the body. Okay. So, anyways, all right. So, Duffbird, I've had extreme pain and inflammation in mostly legs or feet for years, often on raw and vegan for at least a decade. Went on Heal All Tea and Kit week 1 and 2. All pain went away within a week. Listen to these testimonials. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. 1 week. 1 week. And the thing is with the legs and the feet, sometimes it's going to take you physically going after it. Getting some good foot massages, some reflexology down those feet to break up those acids, getting the feet above the heart and pulling that back, dry skin brushing back. Some people even take a little mallet and hit the feet, bottom of the feet to get things broken up, but you did it just with the herbs. I'm sure you got kidney filtration. So that's wonderful. Yeah, just wonderful testimonials coming in. This is real, guys, and it's just great to have testimonials so people can trust it and try it themselves. So thank you for sharing all your testimonials. And if you're having trouble, let us know too. I mean, if it's not working out, let's try to help you. Okay. All right. We got Horst from Auckland, New Zealand. Excellent. You're probably into Tuesday already down there, at least, right? So welcome, Horst. Fraternity Tea, Austin, a glass of water, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, lime, lemon juice. It's all alkalis, can help. Also, use some activated charcoal. I think you're referring to the guy that just had a acidic meal. So, okay, all right. I don't know much about it. If you have experience with that, great. Okay. Dumpbird, once I got used to high water fruits, berries, melons, predominantly, I feel so much better. Absolutely. It's what you're supposed to be eating. It's what we're designed for. Of course, we're going to feel better. And, hopefully we have a new tribe of people that are going to be super high fruit, that understand fruit is what we're supposed to be taking in, and that we can, lead a sizable movement in this. Not just have a couple people that are doing this. And I know Jane Goodall, the one that works with the primates, is a fruitarian. And I was thinking about that. She probably saw them all, just thriving on fruit, and some little roots or whatever, but mostly fruit, and probably got the message by watching them. So it's interesting. And some say that Serena Williams is high fruit when she's training and competing. Green juices from leafy greens made me feel balanced mentally. Also, I feel stronger physically with the greens. Can you be on high fruit long term without any greens? Good question. That's a good question. I don't. I mix them up. I don't mix them together. I have the fruits all morning long. Fruits till noon at least. I think is a wonderful thing. No matter what stage you want to be in or in, it just as maintenance. It's wonderful. Having a salad, having some greens, wonderful too. Yeah, there's going to be more amino acids in those dark greens if you really need to feel stronger. If you're, there's actually a weightlifter I can't remember his Cheek. I think his last name is Cheek. This guy's huge, and he does no supplements at all, and he does fruit and veggies, raw veggies. That's it. And this guy's huge, so he probably takes in a lot, but he doesn't need any kind of supplements. So, but he does do the fruits and the greens. So, yeah, I don't know, being 100% fruit without any greens in today's world. Don't know about that. I actually don't. I think you can do it for a short period of time. You can go on a 40-day great fast or whatever, no problem. But as far as long term, um, yeah, you might just be well, probably one of the things, you might just be too mentally high, just too jacked up. You might need to become more grounded with the greens. Um, as far as nutritionally, if you're getting highly nutritious fruit, you shouldn't really have a problem there. But I think it's a good idea to mix some greens in there myself. 80% fruit, 20% greens, not a bad combination. Manic Fruitarian, would you have that right after the meal, though? Okay, so I'll let Fruitarian Tia answer that one. And okay, so Dubbird, the herbs hit me so hard it knocks me out. I guess I need to sleep. I also feel dehydrated even though I drink a lot of water, maybe 60 to 70 ounces a day. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. You know what? I have to look back up on the things. I think you were the guy with the adrenal problem. So sometimes the body will, as it adjusts to these herbs, if you're talking about adrenal herbs here, may go backwards a bit before it goes forwards. Some strange things happen. You get this kind of swing a little bit. That might be what's happening. You're feeling dehydrated after drinking a lot of water. Um, get on high fruit. I don't drink a lot of water myself. If you're feeling dehydrated, you might be super acidic. Um, yeah, don't know any other reason other than yeah, you might be just super acidic. By the way, went from over 200 pounds to 195 since I started this. Okay, so Dovebird is losing weight on the fruit. How do you feel at 165? That might be your proper weight. I don't know how tall you are, but you might be hitting your proper weight, or you might be swinging back the other way and then come back to proper weight like I did. Okay. Um, all right. Dovebird, I'm a Ramana Maharishi guy myself. Excellent. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Transcendental meditation. Wonderful stuff. Um, Return to you. Thank you for everything, Mark, for your time and energy. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so happy to have everybody here and to hear these wonderful testimonials and to be able to help and to be able to progress, to be able to learn, getting this new dry fasting information. I feel like we're growing as a group too, which is wonderful. Horst, Tuesday, 14:40, so 2:43 in the afternoon on Tuesday for Horst down in New Zealand. Awesome. Well, you're in the land of clean air and clean food, Horst, so wonderful. Dubbard, I do eat some greens, but I don't like the taste as much as the fruit. Yeah, me too. Me too. I agree with you. Fruit is so wonderful. I think I develop more and more of a taste for how good it is as I do this. Horst, would you like to take care of me? 2017 total detoxification kickoff with eye picks, deworming. Do it 200%. Absolutely, Horst. I look forward to helping you. You can get a hold of me at markjamesgordon.com. Let's do this. Excellent. Hi from Australia, from Philia. Very good. So we get a good representation from down under. I love it. I take a kelp supplement for greens. Helps a lot. Yeah, kelp is really good for the adrenals, by the way. Wonderful. Um, really good for the glands. Good for the parathyroid, too. Really good for helping calcium utilization. There's a lot of calcium in it, too. And a lot of iodine. Really wonderful for the thyroid and parathyroid. Gigi, thank you. Yeah, Gigi, get a hold of me. Let's help you. Let's get you out of pain, okay? I feel for you. And let's just get some more information on you. Let's help you. Fraternity and Manic, if you feel your meal is acidic, wait for an hour or so. It's something I would take before bed to make sure My stomach is calm and not upset, so I can sleep. Okay. Oh yeah, it is winter down there. That's true. That's true. Okay, so we're about an hour and 20 in. I'm going to sign off. Really great to have everybody here. We got a lot covered tonight, and I'm just so happy people are getting relief and all that. One last question coming in, Allison. How to strengthen adrenals? I'm on herbs and raw and still very fatigued. Do I just need to be patient? Yeah, patience really helps as those glands clear out, but also if your blood pressures are really low, like under 100, you may want to look into adrenal glandulars, okay? And the adrenal glandulars um, are the desiccated part of the animal that stimulates our adrenals there. So look into that, okay? Ramana wasn't about transcendental meditation. Oh, I think I was thinking of Maharishi Mahesh. You silly guy. It's okay. You don't know who he was. Yeah, Ramayana was one of the first guys to come over from the East, wasn't he? Um, right around the time I think Yogananda came over, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, let me know. Yeah, I think I got those guys mixed up. It's okay, you don't know. I feel better than ever at 165. The charts say I should be at 130. Say perfect. Okay, great. So you've reached. The body has taken you to the level where you feel good, and that's better than any scale or any kind of chart. It's where you feel the best, and that's the beauty of this. Once everything resets and is cleaned to the proper way, then the body will reset. Okay. Thank you, and have a good night. You too. Okay. All right. Yeah, Ramana. Let me know who Ramana was offline. We're gonna sign off. Uh, okay. All right. So thank you everybody for chiming in. It's been a great session here. And enjoy the summer. Enjoy your fruit, and have your questions ready for next time. I'm here to help. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel, my Facebook groups, and also to markjamesgordon.com. I'm constantly coming out with things. Oh, I just did a video on how to make tinctures real quickly and real cheaply. I kept it super simple, just using Bacardi rum and some herbs. You can make these things super quick. And I think the title is like how to make $94 worth of herbs for 14 bucks. So save you lots of money if you have the patience to do this. It's not really that hard. It's actually only a minute a day of shaking the herbs. So okay, all right. So have a great week, and we will see you all next week. Thank you very much.